Sunday in Vegas was one the Raiders won't forget anytime soon. The team left the field with more questions than answers, after a performance that left fans restless. Still, a few names managed to stand out. Geno Smith went through a rough afternoon, but had a teammate who stole the spotlight. Meanwhile, rookie Ashton Jeanty got another chance to prove himself, though the situation around him raised an uneasy debate about the team's immediate future. And if that wasn't enough, even off the field, a controversy involving Tom Brady stirred up plenty of discomfort. Let's start with what went down in Las Vegas. Man, it was a rough Sunday for the Raiders out in Vegas. They got absolutely steamrolled by the Commanders, 41-24, and now find themselves sitting at a shaky 1-2 on the season. What stings even more? Washington didn't even have their rookie QB Jaden Daniels out there. Instead, Marcus Mariota stepped in and sliced up the Raiders' defense like he was back in Oregon, while Las Vegas looked completely lost trying to stop anything. Meanwhile, Geno Smith was having a nightmare of an afternoon. He was under fire all game long, constantly running for his life behind a leaky offensive line and barely able to settle in the pocket. The offense struggled to get going, except for one major bright spot that lit up the afternoon: Tre Tucker. This kid straight up exploded. Tucker had the kind of breakout performance that makes coaches rethink their depth charts. 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It was the kind of performance that makes you wonder why he's been hiding on the bench all this time. His first score came late in the second quarter. Geno found him crossing the field toward the right side of the end zone for a sweet touchdown grab. Then early in the fourth, boom, same kind of play but flipped to the left side. But he wasn't done. Tucker capped it off with a jaw-dropping 61-yard bomb from Smith that he took to the house, turning defenders inside out along the way. Tucker's always had that track star speed, but under Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, he's finally getting a real shot to show he's more than just a deep threat. The guy's route running has sharpened up, and he's proving he can be a reliable weapon, not just a flashy option. Now, Brock Bowers and Jakobi Meyers are still the main guys in this passing attack, no doubt. But if Tre Tucker keeps making plays like this, you better believe defenses are going to have to stretch a little wider to keep up. Carroll and Kelly would be crazy not to feed him more touches after what he just pulled off against Washington. Speaking of Jakobi Meyers, let's talk about him for a sec. Yeah, he asked for a trade this offseason after the Raiders didn't extend him, but he's not out here sulking. In fact, he's balling like a man on a mission. Despite everything, Meyers says he's happy to still be rocking the silver and black, and the way he's been playing, it's hard not to believe him. And while the passing game sparked some hope, the ground game revealed a problem that's far more concerning. Sunday was one of those games the Raiders probably wish they could just delete from the calendar. Another blowout loss, this time at the hands of the Washington Commanders, has them sitting at 1-2 and searching for answers on both sides of the ball. Now, with the scoreboard looking ugly and the game script clearly leaning pass-heavy, you'd think the Raiders would just let Geno Smith sling it around the yard. But credit to the coaching staff, they stuck with the run game, and that gave rookie Ashton Jeanty another shot to show why the team took him 6th overall in this year's draft. Jeanty ended the day with 17 carries, the most he's had so far in his young NFL career. On paper, that kind of workload looks like a vote of confidence. But peel back the layers, and it starts to expose just how messy things are up front for this offense. Jeanty turned those 17 touches into just 63 yards, an average of 3.7 yards per carry. And while that's not horrible, it's not exactly what you want from your top 10 pick. The real issue? This offensive line just isn't doing him any favors. According to ESPN's Ryan McFadden, Jeanty's getting smacked at or behind the line of scrimmage on 57% of his carries so far. That's brutal. It means this kid isn't even getting a chance to hit the gas before he's already fighting off defenders. You could be Bo Jackson in his prime, and you'd still struggle behind that kind of blocking. So while the commitment to running the ball is a good sign, and Jeanty's clearly got the juice, this isn't the rookie season he probably envisioned. The flashes are there, the talent's obvious, but right now it's like watching a sports car stuck in rush hour traffic. Until the Raiders figure out how to open up some lanes for him, we're probably going to keep seeing more of these tough, grinded-out performances. All fans can really do at this point is hope the team keeps feeding him the rock and that eventually, the kid gets enough space to show what he can really do. Because once he finds daylight, it could be lights out. But the biggest twist came off the field with a legendary name at the center of a surprising controversy. So, Tom Brady's walking a tightrope and doing it in plain sight. Just days after rocking a headset in the Raiders coaching booth during their Week 2 loss to the Chargers, TB12 was right back in action, calling the Cowboys-Bears game for Fox. And while that may sound like your average week in the post-retirement life of the GOAT, it's kicked up some serious chatter across the league. Why? Because Brady's not just a Fox analyst, he's also a minority owner of the Raiders. And that combo's got people wondering, is this a conflict of interest just waiting to blow up? Here's where things get spicy. Before the Raiders even faced the Bears this Sunday, Brady got virtual access to Chicago's production meetings. That means he was inside the digital walls, getting insight, tone, maybe even a few coaching wrinkles from the Bears' side just days before his own team lines up across from them. Not exactly the cleanest optics. An anonymous NFL exec didn't hold back when talking to The Athletic's Mike Sando. He flat out said the league's not going to rock the boat when it comes to Brady. He's a positive PR machine, the exec claimed. They like him doing the games. They like everything he does, so he gets special treatment. And hey, maybe they're not wrong. Brady's deal with Fox is reportedly worth a mind-melting $375 million over 10 years, despite The Athletic's Andrew Marchand suggesting ratings wouldn't change if it were Tom Brady, Greg Brady, or Jan Brady calling the games. But here's the thing. People are talking about it. And in the media world, that's often enough to justify the whole circus. Some folks around the league are side-eyeing the whole setup. One ownership source told SI's Albert Breer that Brady having this kind of access through Fox gives the Raiders an edge. But when asked publicly, most coaches and players acted like it's no big deal. Former Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce did admit he'd be uncomfortable with the situation, but considering Brady reportedly had a big say in Pierce getting shown the door after last season, maybe that discomfort was mutual. One coach gave the realest quote of all to Sando. "There's a reason they're not blowing a gasket. It's going to have to be the owners that do it. The owners know that Brady calling the games is a good thing." Translation? Everyone else might be side-eyeing, but the guys in charge are just fine riding the Brady PR wave. At the end of the day, no one's forcing Brady to choose between his cushy owner's suite in Vegas and the Fox broadcast booth. And unless something truly wild happens, don't expect that to change. He's still the golden boy, and for now, he's playing both sides like a pro. Between flashes of talent, offensive struggles, and even drama off the field, the Raiders are in the middle of a storm. Fans deserve better, so make sure to subscribe and don't miss the latest updates.